What up, guys? Welcome to the podcast. Your boy, the South Bouse, and I'm here with Donnie Duckett as usual, Big Lynch, and we got Taylor from PKA.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is the backwards land. You're the backwards man. This guy's on my podcast now.
It's weird. It's weird being on someone else's reasonable amount of time show.
Yeah, is it really that weird to be on another thing with four white bearded dudes talking about whatever they
It's really not. It's really not. It's basically the same
This
shit.
doesn't feel familiar.
I'd say like 90% of the people that listen obviously know I go on PKA a lot. I've been on that. That's a 4-hour podcast. Been on that a bunch. And Taylor, I mean, it's big that you're coming on, but you still owe me like 198 hours after this.
I'm in. I'll keep coming on. Yeah,
I hit
good
up
luck
Kyle.
with Kyle and Woody.
Yeah, I hit up Kyle. Because I'm like, I've slept in this man's house. Should hit him up before Taylor. And I think he was down, but it's kind of like me. You just got to get me at the right moment. There's just, I don't know, sometimes you look at what you're doing. You might even have your in your hand and you're like, not now, not tonight, not ever.
I'm masturbating all night tonight. It's me night. Candles lit, popcorn.
To be fair, Taylor is probably the most requested from the PKA crew. That's like the most.
It's one of our top comments.
They know.
It's one of our top comments.
That's
audience,
big news. That's big.
I think the people that
leave a bunch of comments and make me look good, everyone.
Yeah, only good ones.
Only good
too, a couple good ones if you guys are feeling generous, giving out some good comments. I was going to say something. I completely lost train of thought. Just
that he was only a member of PKA. That gets
the people that watch, the people that listen to PKA, like they know PKA, and they literally also they love you, but I'm sure they're also like, and Woody and Kyle will be difficult to wrangle.
Yeah.
Podcast. So let's just cut right to the chase. Taylor's probably going to be down.
I'm down.
We want it to be chill for you, so talk Lord of the Rings to us, bro.
Oh.
Let's hear about middle girth.
What about middle girth? Oh yeah, we were gonna look up those special where you have to really commit like 30 minutes of learning a little bit of backstory. You're gonna know more about the Valar by the time you come than you did before if you watch these real ones. Have you guys ever actually jacked off to like the Captain Sparrow full-length movies? Because
like
I've
Pirates?
only seen those like the Pirates, the Lord of the
So
Rings.
I remember
full-length
Vivid.
one.
Was it Vivid that did Pirates like back in like 2005 or something?
Oh, I was jacking off to like still images and just previews at that point.
Was that the most expensive video made at that time? Or like
You remember that, right? You know what I'm talking about?
There was a lot.
Yeah.
I hate that I've been bringing up Entourage 5 weeks in a row now on the
Literally
podcast.
nonstop.
But like
Cut it out.
Yeah,
Jesse
relevant
Jane-
film, man.
Jesse Jane is in an episode and she's like just so hype and I'm like, oh yeah, this was Pirates.
Yeah.
And I don't remember. I think there was like this cost $1 million. They paid the men and women nothing.
Yeah. They spent it all on a
but
set.
they got a real sound guy and cameraman.
And a real
We put
set.
a lot of money into the script. Actually, we had to hire a couple script writers.
They got costumes and stuff. Yeah. They
went through a
did
few
the most.
drafts.
They had to bury the treasure. That was the most of the budget.
Yeah,
And they also,
I didn't
I don't
really-
know. Was that
I
a
seem
swing
to
and a miss on the
recall-
pirate joke there?
I seem to recall that a couple of them like would in between tits like actually show you a bad CGI of a threat to keep a plot moving. Like there would be a shark or a kraken or a creature so that like really you're not going to come too fast. There's still a threat.
Yeah, there's just like
wanna
an
get
out of
back.
context squid.
I think that's
that's
really
not-
the kind of like an edger wants to watch. Someone who just wants to do it all.
A
night.
gooner.
It's
A real
not
gooner,
gonna. It's not gonna work in 2023. Something like that, because in 2023, that's like Chekhov's Kraken. Don't show a Kraken unless its tentacles are going into all of the women, and that's just where we're at in 2023. Like the bar has been raised.
Do you like that,
like
though?
everyone knows about hentai. No, I do not. I
Yeah.
do not.
I don't
I
have
don't.
tentacles.
I swear.
So I can't
I swear.
self-insert
Yeah.
into that. I need there to be a
It's
penis
confusing
involved, or
to
I
me.
got
No,
nothing
I
to do
do.
with
I
it.
do. Yeah, I can't even take in lesbian because I'm I'm like, just throw a guy in the corner. Let me have
If you wanna feel
some
safe.
narrative connection here of where I am in this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm like, what? I'm like The Room. I'm like God watching, like what's the going on?
Yeah.
Like,
And if you were there, like, you'd be bothering them. You wouldn't be able to get off. You'd be like, I'm just upsetting these ladies trying to have gay sex, and they don't want me here. So
unless they're the guy there and it was written into the bit that he's like just a nuisance being there, and they're like spitefully ignoring him, I can get an angle on that. I could find something to ride out on that.
I can picture you dressed exactly like that with the hat and the headphones, but they're actually ear guards because you're like weed whackering outside the window.
It's my wife, and I'm like this.
your wife's sleeping with another woman,
Yeah.
and you hate it.
I don't
Well, the
like
neighbors thing.
like tentacles having sex.
I don't
No.
like drawings. I don't get anyone who's into drawings.
Okay,
really.
I'll reveal something.
Do it.
No, I shouldn't.
No.
You already have.
Okay. So one time, this was crazy. This was so crazy, dudes. One time, I was gonna jerk off, and you know when like you're like you would click it, and then it's like try not to come in 5 seconds, fatso. And I was like, okay, like, and you're always like, get out of the way in 4, 3, 2. But this one was like fucking this game or something.
No,
but it was
you
like it wasn't.
didn't.
But the reason why it was appealing was it wasn't like a click out to a web. It was like within like the porn sites.
You trust
someone?
a-
No,
a
like
flash.
someone.
No, I
It was
trust
someone.
them, finally.
Like, you know when you go, you get a YouTube ad that's not an ad for like McDonald's or Sprite. It's like someone
Mhm.
else's YouTube channel. They bought a sponsored post, kind of. Well, I got that for a different channel, and I clicked it, and it was like these like crazy alien jacked like greasy dudes like
Yeah,
having
elites.
sex with all the girls from Dead or Alive, the fighting game on Xbox.
Oh, now I know why you clicked. Yeah.
I got caught up. I
Dude.
know, but like, even
Are you
if
just
I've seen that a billion times, I never stopped and gave it that dedication.
So you weren't jacking off to it. You were just kind of exploring mid session.
No, this one I went to it. I'm literally saying like I went to it and I beat off to it.
Oh, okay.
And as soon as it was done, I was like, I haven't had like regret from masturbation since 1999. But what did I just do?
When you
Cut
were
all of
jerking to
this,
the
by the
thong
way.
song.
What was
Cut
the
all of
scene?
this.
What was the cartoon scene itself that got you? What was the
They're
character?
like they were like on like this sick ass Unreal Engine 5 like spaceship fucking
Stop
tunnel.
it.
Could have been from Alien Isolation. And then there were these guys. They shouldn't have been here. They're from like Warcraft 3. They were like these big and like all the girls from Dead or Alive were like just so about it. They were like down to party. But like they had like 9-foot green boners. And they were like, everyone was wet. Everyone was so wet and
Yeah.
shiny.
Reflective.
And I don't even know how much of what I'm saying is accurate or is like what from the memory that I'm creating here, because everything happened so fast.
Yeah, well, we're gonna fact check.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
tell me something about
We're gonna
yourself.
cut to that.
Tell me
So
something
welcome.
about yourself.
What about tell me about Lord of the Rings? You never beat off to a good old Lord of the Rings?
No, I never beat off to a good Lord of the Rings. I think I have too much respect for the source material to look at J.R.R. Tolkien's characters in that way.
Yeah.
And that's
You're
why
like,
I
Tolkien's a
appreciate
Catholic.
like Kate Blanchett. I appreciate she has like classy sized tits. That added a lot. Can you imagine how hard it would have been to take Galadriel seriously if she was just knocking around?
Stacked.
Yeah, if she was absolutely stacked, wouldn't have been serious. So actually no, I'll try jacking off Lord of the Rings if there's something.
Well, I got a
good.
question for you then. Now that you're thinking,
I'm
like
gonna
me, I got a
have
question.
to, after you, I'm next.
You're
Let's go.
given like a mil, 2 mil, 3 mil. You're given 3 mil.
Yes.
And they're like, you got to direct Lord of the Rings.
Man,
What
that's
scene?
a lot of
What
cast.
scene has to be there? What moves are you like? Are you 100? Are you getting a Nazgul fucking someone scene? You getting something like a Nazgul and a Hobbit? What's the Hobbit scene look like? Are you getting real people? Are you getting people and filming them like small?
You know what it would be? The Hobbit scene would be Samwise Gamgee at the party, and instead of him pussing out
Bilbo's,
and never actually talking to Rosie Cotton, he goes over, he talks to Rosie Cotton. She's wet. She's into it. They're both feeling it from Gandalf's fireworks show, 100%. In this version, Merry and Pippin don't ruin it. And then they go back to Bag End. Frodo's out. Remember, he's partying. And they fuck near the ring. And like it's almost kind of like they're so close and they don't even realize the power they're near. And then they get caught by Gandalf. Now, this is where it gets interesting because Gandalf wants to get involved with Rosie Cotton, and there's a huge size difference there. And so now you have.
Is that real? Is that accurate lore?
It wouldn't be
just said there.
Ian McKellen is gay. So we couldn't get Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
It's not Ian McKellen, though.
Is it accurate lore? Accurate lore in the books that Gandalf he fancies that person you're talking about?
No,
okay. Because at first I was like, yo, this is lore accurate. He's bringing up. People are like, yo, you see the Lord of the Rings.
It is and it isn't.
Yeah,
because the ring wouldn't have been at Bag End.
What's his name? That
the
guy.
The ring would have still been in Bilbo's pocket at this point. It wouldn't have been at Bag End.
What's that chick guy's
still
name?
In my ass.
What's that guy's name? They cut him for. He was in the books, but
Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Right off Tom Bombadil, though. He'd be coming out right off the bat to let people know, like, this ain't fucking Peter Jackson.
100%. Tom Bombadil fucks. If you don't know his story, he's basically a magic man of the forest who was borderline so powerful, they're like, we can't involve this guy in the story. He was like, Tom Bombadil was so strong that when Gandalf, if I recall, was like, oh, do you want to help us on the mission? Or whatever, like in the books, Tom's just like, so red-pilled beyond caring. He's like I live in the woods and I play with animals. Fuck you. You enjoy your nonsense. If the Nazgul come here, I'll slay them with my woodland cock. And so that's Tom Bombadil would be involved. Radagast would be involved. And now that I'm thinking about Lord of the Rings, there are a lot of men. There are not many female characters.
Hey, don't sound like a problem to me.
I had to go deep in the bench for Rosie Cotton right off the start.
Yeah.
Like
hard. That
Eowyn,
was
actually.
a reach.
Eowyn, like are we mad? Are we mad if you get studio notes that are like, we want 2 of the hobbits to be women and 2 to be men? And like, which ones are you gender bending? You have to, or the Jews are going to get you. So you have to do it. And if it's not you, it's your 3 generations of your family. So
that's true. I have to be wary of those Jews. But
yes,
I wouldn't have a problem with it as long as they didn't try and make Frodo a woman or Sam. It has to be canonical.
Not our boys.
Not our boys.
Yeah, you can have the lesser characters,
but
tertiary characters.
If you do make Frodo a woman, you have to make Sam a woman too, because there was definitely that homoerotic tension the entire walk.
Then you have to make the spider a man. I got a good idea. Trust me.
Oh, with Shelob?
I've seen a lot of Shelob more like Helob.
Like
a big
wad. He's
Helob,
tying up Frodo. BDSM style.
Leather daddy.
I don't know if I like
Instead of a spider, it's a leather daddy.
Are you getting sick now? I'm getting sick talking about it. I don't want it anymore.
I don't want it anymore either. I think it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
I think we should delete this whole segment.
Yeah, you had a lot of respect for about 48 seconds.
Well, one question for you. Big fan, big Lord of the Rings fan.
Mm-hmm.
Been reading the books for years. Read the Silmarillion, but honestly, have to do it again. That was hard to. You can't take that in one read.
It's lunacy. It is the ramblings of someone who has almost lost their mind from fantasizing about a fake world for so long. Like, when you read, like, I remember as a kid reading Lord of the Rings, loving it, and then getting the Silmarillion and thinking, like, time to expand my Lord of the Rings knowledge.
Yeah, you're like, maybe I don't like it.
And it is straight up like him stream of consciousness sometimes being like, and then this Valar performed this rite, which enabled the elves to form this form of Mithril. Oh, and another thing, this mountain I mentioned a while ago was even taller than I said. And here's a poem because I'm having a stroke. Like, that's what it was. Him, like, randomly going into Elvish. I skipped so much of that book because I'd be learning about the history of the dwarves, and then it would be 9 pages of him singing.
Mother, are you there?
No, the hardest part for me
was not good.
The hardest part for me was you have like very different people but their names have about 28 letters in them, but only 3 letters are different between the 2 names.
Mm-hmm.
So you're never sure which one he's really talking about.
How
Was
long
it like-
did he spend between Saruman and Sauron? That is one
dude.
thing that's like unreal lazy.
Yeah.
Unreal.
And I was just discussing this because with my girlfriend, she's seen it before, but it had been years. We sat down, we watched The Fellowship the other day. And I was arguing that in terms of the movies, I think I'd rather bang Galadriel than Arwen. And she thinks that was crazy talk.
What I
No,
think
that's-
is crazy, I think
that's
it's
a patrician's choice.
I think it's crazy that Barbie's out and instead you're putting on Lord of the Rings in front of your girlfriend, pointing at the TV and being like, "This is who I'd fuck." And you haven't even seen Barbie yet. This is why we caught that L, bro. This is why
Dude.
Oppenheimer caught that L at the box office. It's the karma. They're
you guys
coming
seen
for
I
us,
don't want to see
dude.
Barbie. It's how often do you see me going to a movie? It's once every 5 years do I go to a movie.
Are either of those worth seeing, Barbie or Oppenheimer? I haven't seen
I'm sure
either
they're
one.
both amazing. I haven't seen them either. But
Barbie?
I saw Barbie.
Oppenheimer is an 11 on 10 incredible movie. I loved it. Barbie is a good movie.
Really? Isn't
I could
How did
I
you
actually
rate
have a
Chris Nolan's
lot
last
I have a
video?
lot to say about Barbie, but it doesn't matter what I have to say and
Sure.
nobody cares. But one thing I could say, and I'm
care.
comfortable saying this, Barbie is a good movie.
What makes it good?
It actually is. It's a good.
I believe it.
Honestly,
under
now
2
you
hours.
did it, and I didn't want to do it because Ken fucking carries, bro. Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling is hilarious in that shit, and
I like
every
Ryan
second he's
Gosling.
not on screen, I can't wait to see Ken and how he fucked up. And after that, Alan's really hilarious too. Like they hold it down. They make it fun. Great message. It was cool. And you get like a Will Ferrell movie. I didn't even know that was happening in it. And this
Will
guy that
Ferrell's a
used to
Ken?
watch my Twitch back in the day, and this happened a couple times over the years of Epic Mealtime, like they'd hit me up, and I kind of spoke to a lot of people throughout the years, and they hit me up, and this guy was like, "Yo, like I'm on TV now," and I was like, "That's so crazy." And now it's like years later, he was like, "Yo, I'm in the Barbie movie," and I'm like, "That's crazy." And then I watched the Barbie movie, and I'm like, "Oh my god, there he is, like fully in the movie." And
Does he work for Mattel or is he?
yeah, he
in
works for
Barbie
Mattel.
land?
He's the guy on that's like sitting there little with the vest on.
I saw Barbie and I went in like pretty innocently. I didn't read anything about it. I just like happened to go because I had a chance with my wife, with my kid, with my parents, something like that. And I left Barbie thinking like, oh, that was fine. Under 2 hours, totally manageable. I'd say like Ryan Gosling definitely had the better part for like my laughter at least. And we get back.
We recognize that a woman like wrote a director. Like we recognize that he's only doing
We
what he
get
was
back.
told.
I don't
He's
recognize
merely a
get back-
vessel
I
for
don't
her.
recognize it.
Okay. I recognize you again. I like that energy.
I get back to my friend's house and someone's like, oh, what movie did you see? I tell him, he's like,
Were they
"Oh,
man or women?
It was a man.
Black
He was
or
like,
white?
Fucking typical.
White. And he was like, whoa. He's like, I can't believe, like, would you show that to your daughter? And I'm like, I didn't even think about it.
Wait, what?
She-
Wait, what?
This guy, I knew there was an issue with the movie. I didn't read
He's
it.
like, you're letting
I
the
arrived somewhere.
groomers show
And
your
he was
daughter
like,
that?
he had like 5 talking points that I hadn't even like really read or thought about. I just went to the movie innocently, just going.
Wait,
to
what were the
movies,
talking
you know?
points?
He was like, oh, really? He went to go see Barbie.
He's like, didn't
Like,
you
shocked.
see what the prime minister wore to the movie?
He saw how I looked, and he's like, you would go
Prime
see
Minister.
Barbie?
Yo, I have a couple people that were like that. They're like, we see. I was like, movies this summer, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, I want to see Barbie, and they're like, you're joking, right? And I was like, what the hell? It's shit
I
made
know,
like
If a
it's
movie
so
makes
long.
$1 billion,
Like,
if they spend a lot of money to make a movie, or a movie makes like a ton of money, I will go see it just because I'm interested to
Well,
go
especially
see
when there's like
what's going on.
there's real actors in it. I understand if it was just like Barbie and it was like they were launching no-name careers of like teeny boppers.
no, don't
None
care.
of us would
$1
go
billion,
see it.
and if it was like
It's like Ryan
if
Gosling
people-
and Margot Robbie are in it. Like it's going to be a good fucking movie, probably.
the thing is also I like going to any movie, spending like $11, getting a fucking popcorn, sitting down in the dark for 2 hours.
I like
How about
It's
this?
that was fun.
If you let your kids go on TikTok, like you're already fucked. You know what I mean? Like if that's like, because I think that some of the concern he was expressing was like, oh, how are little girls allowed to are going to see this movie?
What
Or,
is
like,
the
it's
problem? What was the
bad.
part?
I
that,
think it's just like putting down men. Maybe I didn't really get into it. This guy was really interesting. I didn't know him. I only met him a couple times, and I wanted to get in. I wanted to get in deep with this guy. Like I noticed his talking points. I'm like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
He said something else really funny to me, and I was like, he was like, Idaho, oh, like that's the last great place in America. And I was like, I'm like, what does he mean by that exactly? And none of us are American here. Yeah.
Idaho.
Idaho.
No, I just remember. Yeah, I was like, is it potatoes? Like, is he a big fries fan? Like, what's the situation here? But I don't have time.
Idaho is sweet. It's a very underrated state. No one thinks to.
But
go
is it
there,
is it the last?
Like,
they don't want you to say it either.
Oh, I bet they
what is the
like
last
that.
great American city? He made it seem like it was like enchanted or something, or like the greatest part of America. And I was like, no one's really telling me to go to Idaho. People
Yeah, I don't know.
Go to Montana or something.
Boise or something. No,
Boise's a nice town. Very clean and small. I lived there for a couple of years.
Idaho.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are you based out of? You're Harley told me you're a hockey fan. He said you're a hockey fan.
Huge St. Louis Blues fan. This past year was a little rough, but I have faith in this upcoming one. Are you a hockey fan? I'll derail us the entire episode if you want to talk about it.
No, you know what? I don't want to talk hockey. We're all Canadian, and I used to work.
He actually loves he loves Escape from Tarkov. Both of these guys do. So if you wanted to, not kidding. I'm joking. They don't. No, Donnie,
three fucking Canadians, and no one wants to talk about hockey.
No, they both consume infinite more hockey than I ever have.
Yeah, I've done a lot of hockey.
So what's that, you guys don't really care ananymore about hockey, eh?
No, I worked for a hockey team for like a few years.
You didn't like that they forced the vaccines, eh?
No,
so you're off it.
No, that was
interesting.
Pre-vaccine. No, I was.
He's principal.
I just like I don't put hockey as number one for me. I put basketball, football.
Oh no,
golf.
You're Canadian.
All those golf even rates higher than hockey for me.
Oh, that's such a shame. Like that's your heritage. That's your national sport. Or someone corrected me once and was like, actually, it's lacrosse. And then I checked. And
that
it's
was
like,
me.
Didn't you know we invented basketball?
I almost did it again. I think I was there. I think I learned with you that it was both. So I just keep my mouth shut now.
Look at us.
We invented basketball. Come on.
What happens with me is like anything is I'm very obsessive with anything I'm into. I'm very obsessive.
Mm-hmm.
And having been just a lifelong Habs fan, I was getting so angry in my real life, dude. Like I'm chilling with my girlfriend. It's like, now my night's ruined. Now I'm pissed off. I'm upset. And I'm like, this is actually ruining my life. So I swear to God, I stopped watching hockey and I don't miss it.
Like every time
I love
Carey
hockey.
Price
I love
gets hurt, you're
But
just
do you watch only
sad.
Blues games?
No.
You watch only Blues games?
No, I
Or do you
watch Blues
the
games.
league?
I watch the league. Like
Okay.
That's
throughout the
move,
regular
is to watch
season, I watch
everyone.
mostly the Blues because there's 82 games. So like I'm not going to watch 4 games a night, so I'll just watch most of the Blues games. But when the playoffs come around, I watch pretty much all of them. And it's almost more fun in a way. Like if the Blues get knocked out and I get to watch like Chicago versus Nashville, it's like,
without
man,
the emotions.
I don't give a fuck. Like who wins this? This is great.
Now,
Well,
are
I
you a
prefer
St. Louis
Chicago.
fan across the board? Like, were you mad when the football team left, or you just didn't? You were more
No,
hockey
I never
than that?
cared about the Rams. I did.
Okay.
I won.
Cardinals were
$50.
big time. Cardinals were killing it for a while, man.
Everybody
Cardinals
here
were,
is
like,
obsessed
the
with the
team.
Cardinals. I am
Yeah.
the biggest weirdo here for not following the Cardinals at all. Like it is. People like the Blues, they're big fans, but every single person in this city you can start like a real baseball conversation with, people here are
Cardinals,
obsessed with it. They love it.
Do you think that's because Nelly wore the jersey in his infamous video?
Dude.
I think that
Well,
the
winning probably helped with it, right? Yeah.
As a kid, I remember
Back
Mark
Nelly?
McGuire being a big
That video
reason.
was hot as fuck, though. Those girls on
Do you
the
back
bench.
Nelly though as a Saint
100%.
You're a Saint
know.
lunatic? You're a Saint lunatic? Would you identify as a Saint lunatic?
Sure.
If Nelly came up to you right now and he was like, yo, you got to suck my dick.
With
Would
this
you
Band-Aid
not-
under
would you-
your
what
eye.
Would you tell him?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't want to joke about this.
Band-Aid.
100%. I am proud of my city.
What's the best? What's your favorite fast food?
Ooh. This is tough because my gut reaction is to go Chick-fil-A because it's so solid, so good. But then I'm going to have to... Do you guys have Culver's where you are? Or is that just like a
No.
Midwest thing, the butter burger?
No.
It's the least healthy fast food place in America. It's called Culver's. They sell burgers, and their big thing is they put more butter on their fucking buns and shit than anybody else.
King
even
shit,
Chips.
baby.
More butter.
Is it like a
King shit.
Is it like what style of burger is it? They were like
Straight,
flat,
bro.
on
like
a
just
flat
regular straight cool
It
burgers.
says, it says
Like
What do you mean? There's
For
many
like
types of
boys.
burgers. Come on.
Those big fluffy buns and big giant patties and actually good tomatoes. They're solid burger, but like the permeating factor of them is the shocking amount of butter in every bite of it.
I don't know
Like,
if I've had
your heart
any
hurts a little
buttered
bit
burgers here.
afterward.
Oh,
well,
butter
you're missing
bun.
out.
No,
They're probably
buttered
illegal
buns,
there.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, the buttered
Literally.
buns is where it's at.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
But nationwide,
Probably
like
still-
Chick-fil-A cannot be bested. Like
You can't
they're just good.
butter on. You can't put butter on your
We had-
burger here.
I don't know. We had a guest on that was slandering Chick-fil-A like not too long ago. They were.
I got to say, I am disappointed with your answers in that I wanted, speaking of hockey, I was thinking like original teams only.
Original
like, this
teams
is-
only.
So this is like a McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's.
You're wrong. Chick-fil-A is like
A&W.
Chick-fil-A sells the most.
First of
amount
all,
of
first
fast
of all,
W.
I would love to hear someone come out.
What year do you think it is?
I would love for someone to come out here and be like, "Oh, I love Timmy Fart Knockers.
Yeah.
It's only available in this town." Like, I like an answer like that. That's cool with me.
I should have fired off with like
but-
Captain D's, something just
Yeah, tell
totally
me,
out
what
of
is
left
that?
field.
Who
You
is
guys don't
that?
have Captain D's? It's like
No, dude.
it's like a lower class Long John Silver. If you can wrap your
Ooh,
head
we
around
also
it.
that
don't have.
hurts. That hurts. I like that. I like how bad that sounds. I
It's
like
it's
it.
it's really bad.
Is it good?
I had it like 5
Is he
years
up-
ago near a
Is Captain
paintball
D's
course.
up at late night thing, or
I've only had it once or twice, and last time I had it, I got sick.
you'll be done
Nice.
with Captain D's after that.
I was
Captain
wondering, like,
D's
is the St. Louis food scene like we're gonna go traveling to a few places and
Barbecue,
good food.
St. Louis barbecues,
Yeah,
like that's
where it's at.
debatably the number one in the country.
Really?
People out
Very
there
good.
say that they do. No one
Yeah.
talks about it as much, but the people
What
that know,
style bar? It's St. Louis style, or is there like a style specifically to St. Louis? Like what exactly?
Yeah, there's like St. Louis
differentiates
style.
barbecue?
There's Kansas City style barbecue, which is like
Yeah.
like Carolinas are more mustardy and whatnot. Like Missouri, St. Louis, and Kansas City style barbecue is more sweet, and so it's got a sweeter. Well, I think it's almost sickly sweet sauce sometimes, but it's good. If you want actual good food in the Midwest, here get barbecue. Barbecue's the way to go. Or
and I always
Italian
think about it
food.
because I
People are
never
Italians
went
here.
to St. Louis.
Well,
I never went to St. Louis and was like, let's get that barbecue.
yeah, if you do,
Have I
don't
ever
judge
been to
the
Missouri?
don't judge
I don't-
the city.
I have
by
not.
St. Louis.
No, we haven't.
Don't drive through the city of St. Louis downtown and judge the whole city on that. And if anything, just get out
You
of
mean I'm
that
gonna post
area.
up
whole
under
state.
the arch? I'm gonna be under the arch and be like, "This is it.
Yeah.
This
The
is
arch?
Missouri. This
We're going to
fucking thing's Missouri."
No, you know what, Harley, you
We're going to
should
pick you up
do
for a
the
food
arch
tour.
because you're an enormous guy, and the arch it
Wait,
doesn't
do the
have
arch?
yeah, you can go up in the arch. It doesn't have normal
That
elevators.
you can go in there.
Yeah, you can. It's big, dude. Yeah, you can go in there and go.
I
up.
didn't know you can go in there. I thought that was like I'm
Solid brick.
This is I know
No.
nothing about
Yeah.
Missouri.
Very few
Did
do.
not realize that was a building.
You can go up there and then like you can
What
walk
else
on
you
the
got?
slanted floor across it. But the elevators.
been in this shit
they're
town
not
your whole
normal
life?
Elevators. I've been up there. It's a little pod with these white little chairs, kind of like a Star Trek pod, and everybody has to get in and sit down, and then it goes like and like spins you up the leg of it to the top. And once you get to the top, you
Sounds
get to
cool.
look at just a dog shit city. Like just a terrible, dangerous, awful city. And you can like the way you look at St. Louis is you're like, wow. In like 1917, they called this the Paris of the West. Like, and now it's just
Yeah.
a
The
shit.
zoo was
Yeah.
the zoo was bumping back then.
The zoo still is. That's our one cool thing. We have the best zoo in America, and it's free.
Oh.
And because it's free, it's
San
always
Diego
packed.
is tripping right now that you just said that.
I think it's
Yeah.
in San Francisco.
Yeah. San
Wow,
Francisco-
now
oh,
San Diego's
yeah.
really tripping.
No, San Diego Zoo, I've never been, and I'll confidently say sucks.
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah,
Dude,
fuck
I
that.
could
do it.
Fuck that zoo.
I will get
You know, all-
people
fuck all those
so mad
animals
at
in there,
me
I
about
hope-
that comment.
Yeah, I hope all those animals in the San Diego Zoo get forced vaccinated.
Yeah, fuck them. But not the St. Louis
You know,
Zoo. I
you know,
wanna-
it's we've had a lot of guests on here, all Americans, and so far it feels like none of them have passports. Like, are you guy with passport who's able to travel outside of America, or you
Oh,
stick
yeah.
to the United States?
I'm
only?
passported up. I got one for when I
Oh,
want
nice.
to head out. Yep. Is that really that
Yeah.
common?
Have you been to
Americans
Canada?
Don't have passports?
We're gonna have to
Not for
see
a
it.
long time. Yeah, if you're
Well,
gonna
you
have
got
to
the
sign.
pass- you got the
All
passport.
right,
You
let me
think-
go open my safe and get.
We've
my
been lied
passport.
to in the past.
He
Yeah,
got
I
that
did, I
passport.
went-
You think he's
To a hockey tournament when I was like 10ish, maybe 12 in Canada, and that's my only experience there. And so I really didn't get to see.
You guys
everything.
lose?
We
lose to these
did,
Canadian
we
boys?
did not win against the Canadians. No, no. They're
Wait,
that was
yeah.
that's
Where'd you
that
go?
was scary. Toronto, like it.
Okay.
I couldn't tell
That's a
you
good
what
one.
area, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Um,
nice.
yeah, it was. I remember like growing up because we had a pretty big. It was the only sport I played a lot of hockey growing up, and every once in a while, like someone from Canada would move to St. Louis and start playing. And because you may not know this if you don't play hockey, in America, if you're right-handed, you put your right hand on the bottom of the stick to give you more power in your shot. If you're Canadian, traditionally they take the power hand and put it on the top so that you have more dexterity, more movement, more dangles, and more control. And you just get used to that. And so like these Canadians would play and they were just so much fucking better than everyone else because I guess it's just your fucking culture. Or it could be you guys are losing it. But yeah.
Well, we gotta we gotta have something.
Get your kids into hockey. Don't let it die. Don't put them in basketball, man.
let's not get the kids involved.
The kids are training for the water wars right now, so we can't
The
focus
water
on
wars.
hockey.
Leave the kids out of it.
Yeah,
Leave
these
the
guys
kids
these guys have been
alone.
coming after me. They've been coming after me because Donnie thinks says the water wars are coming soon based on
Not soon, but your kids are gonna fight in it.
like
What are
my
the
daughter.
water
You're
wars?
saying basically.
When there's not enough water for you guys, so you're gonna come take ours.
You guys have enough to share.
because of climate.
For now, we do, but our grandkids aren't going to have enough.
I thought water was something we didn't really have to worry about. Kind of just keep on keeping on, right?
No, because the oceans are rising, so the salt water is gonna go overland into the fresh water and contaminate everything.
When?
Basically all
As
salt.
the Arc-
laughs over here at Binge Eater.
No,
As the
truth
Arctic
is-
melts.
No, the truth is 100 years ago, you had no idea. China was not it. They had nothing 100. And now it's China. And all I got to say, water war's coming. Africa's up next.
Yep.
That's the superpower coming through there. They got the resources. It's going to be like if you traveled in time 100 years from now and you were in Africa, you'd be like, yo,
You're
they
crazy.
are
It's gonna be
playing-
China.
It's not gonna be. You're
I don't-
forgetting. Africa had theirs. It went Africa, Europe,
They're getting it again.
America, China.
It's going to be China.
If anything,
It's gonna be
Australia is about to
China
rise
and
up,
Africa,
bro.
and the only shot we have is AI and the Jews. So, and that's actually a long podcast, and we're not going to get into that today because I have a lot to say about that. But Taylor, do you have a pantry in your home?
Yes. I keep snacks
What
in it.
is it?
It is
Oh, here we go.
a door that I open, and then there are a bunch of shelves with food on the inside.
Do you
Is that not
walk
what it-
into it?
You
Are
can.
you guys going to apologize? yet?
I don't have a walk-in
I'm waiting.
pantry. It's just a regular poor person pantry.
So what? It's kind
Wait,
of like
why? What are you pointing at me for?
The two. Oh, I'm pointing at both of you. I don't know where
What are
you're
you
No,
talking
so
about?
hold
But
on, hold on.
but that's
We're not
what
even
I
done
refer
here.
to- that's what I call a pantry.
I jumped the gun. Sorry.
So you open it up and there's
Look at
shelves
Taylor's
in
face
it.
as he realizes he just walked into like a
Yeah.
5-year-long fucking thing, and he has no idea, bro. You just drew lines in the sand.
Yeah, I was like, damn, did I get it wrong? I was almost
No,
positive.
I think you got it right. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So listen, you say your pantry, so you open doors and there's shelves, but you
Yeah.
can't step into it in any way. It's a cabinet.
No, he doesn't have a walk-in
Not
pantry.
this. I don't
he
have a
said.
walk-in pantry. This is just
Yeah.
a.
How
Regular
big is this
pantry.
door? Is it floor to ceiling?
He meant to say
Floor to
cabinet,
ceiling.
like a cabinet door.
Like a wardrobe.
There's no
but with
doorknob.
food
He's not
in it.
opening. He's not using a doorknob here, and there's no metal thing for him to push
It's
on.
a folding door. It goes like, whoop, and it folds,
Okay.
and then there's.
But you're not in
Cor-
Japan.
oh,
You're not in
that's it.
Japan,
Oh.
are you? But he's not in
Oh.
Japan.
I'm not.
What
That
is
is
it
true.
fold
He's got me.
sideways or up and down? Sideways or up and
Sideways. It's a it's a regular size door.
The
It's like a
fact
48
when you
door.
saying up and down works against you though, Lynch.
No, I know. I want
You're
five.
not on
That's
because
what
we're
I'm
not
asking.
on. Like, yeah,
He said
No,
sideways.
it's from the floor up. It's
It's
not
not
like I'd have to
up
open
and
like a
down,
fucking garage door.
no, this
it's-
guy thinks he's on fucking Space Odyssey 2001.
He thinks he's at a snack bar at the.
I think
public pool.
the fact that the door is like that is pretty important.
Yeah, you think
Dude,
you're
you
at
know
the
what's
snack
funny
bar?
is like I have never realized I could be self-conscious about my pantry.
No, well, we're
No.
debating.
No,
what-
I have the same
No,
pantry
no.
as me.
I don't even have a
yours,
pantry.
Yours sounds a step
you,
up
guys.
because it's top
Thank
to
you.
bottom. Mine, I have like some like cereal area under my pantry, and then I have pantries which goes like a measly shin to the top.
Are you
But-
eating a lot of cereal? You're looking fit.
Yeah, I eat shredded wheat daily. What's up with you? You look like you cut down a whole bunch. What's going on? What are you
whole
drinking
bunch.
there? What's that beverage? Tell everyone
This
at
is
home.
a Spindrift lime.
Does that get
It's
you high?
Sparkling water? No, it's just lime
Oh, it's just.
water.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a fancy man water.
Yeah.
No, just trying to lose weight and be fit because when you're single, you gotta be ready to mingle.
That's true. So what's going on? You out here fucking or what?
Doing my
Anyone you're
best.
talking to, they're not going to end up on this podcast and be like, "That's the guy from Binge that fucked me in the bum."
Yeah, it's just like that part of dating where like you talk to someone on an app and they're like, "What do you do?" And it's like, "Well, what I do is lie to you about what I do until I get in person and I can adequately
Yeah.
explain."
I need some,
What do
caveats.
you do? And you're like, you ever feel like you could come more?
Yeah,
You ever want pills for that?
dude, there are people who say in 2023, "What do you do?" I'm a cop. Who get like a better response than if you say like, "I'm a
Yeah.
podcast retard," and so you got to
Yeah.
keep that. You just say, "I work in marketing. I work in advertising."
Yeah.
and then you get them there, and they go, "Fuck, this podcast guy tricked me."
You should
I
just
thought
say
it was
your
a real
name's
adult.
Taylor Stein, and just say you're a producer.
Yes.
The whole vibe looks so different. Even
My name is
the glasses
Taylor.
on your face are reading way different.
Yeah,
If
now you're
Tyler-
Ben Stein. You're Ben
Taylor's-
Stein's nephew.
Yes, Taylor Steingold, the finest producer in St. Louis.
The only
What
one.
have you produced? Oh, there's so many things I can't possibly get into. Yeah, don't look up PKA Taylor embarrassing stories. That's a great way to go after a first date. That
Yeah,
That's
don't
fun.
look up Harley on PKA being woke lib cuck either.
yeah, I mean that is something like it's funny to be like, all right, they know about this now. They're gonna be looking me up, listening to the show, and they're probably gonna find that really awful story of when I was 17 and I shit in my girlfriend at the time's house and overflowed her toilet and it got all over their foyer, shit everywhere. The most mortifying thing to have ever happened to me in my life. And it's like people just are gonna know that now. Going
It's
in.
au-
Like,
it's
hey, is that a
auto
true
panic.
story? And it's like, yeah, I've literally set up so many layers of protectionism in my head that when I say it, it's as if it's not me.
That panic, I can only imagine the panic that was setting in as the water was rising.
Ugh.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
But like so far and away the most humiliating thing that's ever happened to me, to overflow a toilet, pieces of my shit on their fucking floor
Oh.
in their foyer.
See, I
Their
never-
whole family was home.
And now your trauma, your fucking,
That shit sucked.
Get it?
your trauma has been auto-tuned now.
It probably
That's where you're at in this life.
You didn't protect yourself. See, I didn't go to a public or not my bathroom for like the first.
really.
I can probably count it on like two hands maybe in my life.
How in like your first 18 years, like school years, how long did you go without shitting?
Never took a shit in school ever in my life.
That's wild to me.
My
You
brother's
never-
the same
That's
way.
like its own
Never.
disorder.
I work
Never.
with my brother's just like same illness. My brother's like would work at the school and on his 40-minute break would
Run
speed home 15-minute drive to shit at home if it was an emergency. Like he never did it. And
That's
so
crazy.
I send him videos of me being like, I'm at the Walmart in Oklahoma, and then I like sit bare ass on the toilet seat. But joke's on me because people wipe their needles on that.
That's true.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah, I sent these guys a photo I found on Reddit of basically, you know, the big, when you're using toilet paper, it's in like
The
in
half
pu-
ply. Yeah, the half ply.
The half ply,
Yeah.
and it's in that big plastic thing. So what these guys were doing was like cracking open the door and stabbing their bloody needle into the roll not tearing off toilet paper and wiping the needle with it. They're stabbing it into the roll.
What
so
the
there's
fuck?
all bloody needle holes throughout the entire roll.
Prison forever. Prison forever for someone who does that. Fuck
I
you.
feel like you'd notice it if you ripped toilet paper to wipe and there was blood smeared on it. I would notice it, but you could get caught up in a moment.
Once again, that's why you never go.
Yeah, I would notice. I would notice because I like to blow my nose.
You got to protect yourself at all times, guys.
I like to
blow your nose.
I like to blow my nose I like to blow my nose while I'm shitting because it blasts everything out you.
So listen to this.
And then I like to fold that booger one and use it in my ass. Go on. What were you going to say?
That's a lot.
Continue.
I think that it's crazy to blow your nose with toilet paper in a public bathroom because that roll is sitting next to a toilet. Usually a public bathroom, they don't even have the top lid. So every flush is a bacteria blast frag grenade.
Not only that.
Up in the air, and it's getting launched into that roll that, like, okay, maybe I'll stuff it up my asshole in a pinch, but I'm definitely not rubbing my face with it.
I will dry the spitty corners of my mouth.
Bro.
Papers.
Now you're just fucking.
I literally will pull.
You're trying to ruin it for all of us.
Like
now.
corner boogers out of my eye with like it on my finger or something like that.
100%. I don't think about that either. It's toilet paper.
Just
I'll wipe it.
people. We're all good and clean.
Nah.
Yeah, we're all the human race.
It's hard pass.
So what do you?
Poops.
What type of content you consuming these days? Like you don't go on TikTok, right? Like
No, I don't have a TikTok. Recently, I haven't watched him in like a week. There's this dude called Stale Cracker on YouTube who's like a Cajun hunt, fish, kill, and cook guy. And his voice is so Cajun that like it has to be a put on. But this guy rules. He's absolutely jacked, huge. Goes out and like catches alligator snapping turtles or these giant. He'll be like, "We got this giant alligator gar, dude. We're gonna take it. We're gonna kill it. We're gonna fry it up." Like, you think I'm exaggerating? That's what he fucking sounds like, dude. And he kills these things, and then he like teaches you how to make it. Teaches you, as in, I'm ever gonna have access to an 80-pound alligator gar. And you watch him cook it, and then you get a little vicarious enjoyment because you're sitting there eating unoiled popcorn like a fucking retard trying to lose weight. That and
he's, by the way,
sometimes
that's my favorite cuisine.
I'll like get into like a fantasy. Like I'll fantasize about how much fun I would have being really good at something. And last night when I was really high, I spent like half an hour. It just popped in my head like, damn, like I just fantasized about how cool it would be if I could just rock out on a banjo. Like if I could just pull out a banjo and just diddly 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 diddly. And so I like watched I watched a couple guys who were shredding on banjos, which was really impressive and cool. Everybody seems to be having a good time when someone's playing a banjo. And then I watched the tutorial of like how to. I literally went on Amazon and was like banjos, and then I didn't buy one because I wanted to, see if I wanted one a week later. Turns out it's so fucking hard to learn how to be good at anything like that. You can't just put an hour a week into learning the banjo. And then if I bought a banjo and I didn't commit to it, I would just be a dickhead who had like a $300 banjo that I would just break over my head eventually.
So you went deep in the banjo holes.
I did.
You saw how, like what kind of, what's that? You said the $300 banjo. I want to know that company. Which banjo company was it?
It was called like deerskin or something, like a deerskin 5-string banjo. I think it was like $400. So we'll see. I'm gonna give it a week. If I'm still like really enjoying the fantasy of being good at banjo, I might invest in one. But there's so many things in life that I should be taking care of instead.
Do you think a banjo is like a good for Harley? You're the Tinder expert over here. Do you think if you had a picture with a banjo, that's a plus or a minus in a dating app?
It probably wouldn't help.
You don't think so?
I think
Actually,
it's
no,
like
I'm in Missouri.
Interesting.
Listen.
Yeah,
It might be interesting. Like if you have the banjo, you better know how to play it.
100.
Why? You can just always not have it around you. It's like
no. I think it needs to connect with the.
No, that was my grandfather's banjo, and I swore never to play again when it was destroyed.
Exactly. That works. I like
She's
that.
like,
That's
bust out
perfect.
your banjo skills, Taylor, and I'm like, I can't.
You should.
I
That's
promised
a
him.
collectible. That's Picasso.
I'm like Jerry Seinfeld. I refuse to run. I just never. I never.
I choose not to
I
run.
choose not to run. That show rules. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other content I've been watching. I just
Go on, race
Hey,
him,
that's
Jerry.
fire. No,
race him.
don't feel pressure. I was like, what are you watching
like
these
that.
days? You're like, bro, I'm learning how to fucking play the banjo. And I was like, oh,
well,
shit.
I'm enjoying the You guys know what I mean by that, right? Like when you fantasize about being really good at something, and you fantasize about people's reaction to you being good at it, and then after you've got your fantasy done, you're like, I almost don't even need to do it. I got enough fun out
Yeah,
of
you got enough dopamine from the
from
dream.
my fantasy.
Bro, I fantasized that whole thing all the way up to the point that I got knocked out. Literally a second before I got knocked out, I was like, I look chill right now.
You did look cool, and you had,
got knocked
and I think
out.
Sam Hyde said this too. You had the only cool walkout of that entire event. Like the solid snake thing was so cool,
Holy
you killed it.
Apparently he had, thank you. Apparently he mentioned recently that he did wear platforms like in his shoes when we met.
Yeah.
And I knew it. I
You,
knew it the
actually
first time
texted me when he got there. You're like, yo, he's mad tall. Like, he's way taller than I thought. Like, is he wearing? You actually told me, like, I think he's wearing lifts. I'm not really sure. But
Yeah, I
it's
did.
a power
I
move
really
for sure.
did, yeah.
That's
Because like,
hilarious.
yeah, I was looking up to him for like the whole first night, and then I don't realize like the next day at all because it's the first impression. It's locked in.
Yeah. It's like how you think your dad's so much bigger than you, even when you're an adult. Dude, that's so funny. I hope he fights someone else sometime, Sam.
Oh, he did that. I knew. I think it's just like out there, like to get the attention. But the Doc, he said that him and Doc fighting for $1 million YouTube Muay Thai fight. That would just be so good if that existed.
That would be
I wish
sick.
it did. Yeah,
I just
but
feel like $1 million is not enough for Doc to decide to fight. You know, you got to find some other incentive
Yeah.
there.
It would depend how like confident Doc was too, because like he's taller than Sam. I think he's taller than Harley. Like he's
He's
a
like
Yeah, he is
6'7"
taller.
or
Yeah,
something.
he's a
I think he
really
played
big
D1
guy.
basketball. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure.
So if
played
he's
like
a natural
D1.
athlete, if he's got reach, like that could be a.
I did
difficult
watch his
fight
golf
for him.
swing. I thought it was okay. I thought I was expecting more out of his.
that's
golf
funny
swing.
because he didn't watch you.
That's fine. I'm not,
He doesn't even know you, bro. He doesn't even know this podcast.
That's cool, bro. He doesn't have to know me if I
Yeah,
played him in
he
golf. I
does
beat
though.
him.
It'd
That's
be
all
pretty
that matters.
great. It'd be pretty great if he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
It would.
You know
Shout
what? It'd
out
be great if I
Dr.
played him in golf.
Disrespect.
I'd win.
You think so?
Who, me?
You'd beat him in golf?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh, dude, he would hate if he heard you say that. That would make him pissed,
Yeah. Well, maybe Harley should say it, and then maybe he'll notice.
dude.
No,
Everybody.
I don't have $1 million on the table. That's the thing about Sam also is like him being like $1 million and you're like, it's not enough. It's true, but like the crazy thing is like that's like $1 million that Sam's like, I'm gonna pay 1 million of my dollars.
Yeah.
Like it's his. He's just gonna pay $1 million. There's not even like, you know.
Yeah,
it's
there's
just-
no corporate backing.
And he kind of like I am actually making this all up, but I assume he just like fired that out. And he was like, "Yo, guys, boost this," and then everyone's like doing it, and people are like, "You serious?" He's like, "I mean, I don't know. If he's down, I'll do it."
If he's down, I'll throw a mill.
If yeah, like that's the life that he's living, I guess, where he could just be like, yeah, if he's down, I'll drop $1 million
Yeah.
to fight him.
I mean,
But you
they've got
gotta
the
pay
biggest,
me back if I win.
He's got the biggest super chatted YouTube channel
It's crazy.
Like,
yeah, I saw that number
by a good
Wild.
bit, I think. And isn't
Yeah.
Dr. Disrespect, is he a YouTube streamer?
I think I'm pretty sure he does YouTube now.
Yeah, he does.
Twitch. He had that whole thing with Twitch where he ended up. We still don't know what happened there, do we? That was never disclosed in the end.
What?
When he,
Did he get banned?
I think Twitch just like ended his channel, and it was all this drama, and he ended up on YouTube, but not as like.
Yeah, nothing
I
came
don't
out
think he
of
got
it.
the like the ninja bag or something like that. I just
Isn't
remember him.
Twitch very
It was a lot
strict?
of like. No one knew what happened. No one explained it. I don't think Dr. Disrespect explained it at all. Twitch didn't say shit like they normally do.
Would you
And
say,
it was just
Donnie?
like-
Strict?
Isn't Twitch like it's a rite of passage to get kicked off Twitch? It's basically an inevitability for anyone who streams long enough.
A lot of complaining about
Yeah,
Twitch.
Sounds
You'd
like you're
like
not
to be
really down
silly.
with the safe space created over there, bro.
Yeah, I don't know
And
much
you wonder
about
why
it.
we caught that L from Barbie.
I've only
And
ever
now,
watched,
and now I'm never gonna be able to convince my son to watch Peaky Blinders.
bro.
He's gonna
Your
want to
son.
watch Barbie.
Your son's gonna watch MASH.
MASH.
I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
That's what you want to watch. Enjoy MASH.
Like this one missed me even, but you can watch it. That's how I feel like
Miss
when
me
I'm
with that
listening.
MASH shit.
Someone told me I should go back and watch Cheers. You ever watch Cheers? Someone was like, "Oh, Cheers was a goated show." And
I watched it
MASH
back
was
then.
always on back in the day.
Yeah.
MASH was on every day after school, constantly. It was
No,
always
but
on.
you
I was like,
watched
I missed
this show.
Cheers.
you watched Cheers because it was on right before Simpsons after school.
Exactly.
Throughout our entire childhood.
Exactly.
It was the show on right before, so I literally watched like the last 10 minutes. And I was always like watching it and be like, I knew I never had to be here for this shit. I knew I wasn't missing anything.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're pizza pop time.
This shit sucks. Who cares?
Yeah.
I want to watch The Simpsons, which you can still watch The Simpsons season 35
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
Hulu.
people
I don't
took
watch
cuts from their
past, like-
salary to like let writers and stuff continue working on it. And
I don't watch past like season 16.
Oh, even that is
Yeah. No, I know. I'm saying that's going deep. That's
No,
when
I
I'm like
When do you stop?
1 through 8 is like the best.
100%. Yeah.
I like when I'm watching like new Family Guy or new Simpsons and they hit like a loose banger joke that could have been on like the heyday. Because
Yeah.
like every like 6 episodes you do get one of those. And I'm always like, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. That'll keep me watching for another 6 episodes of dog shit.
You just got your nut.
But I also
I don't know
the
if you
bar's
watched It's
lower.
Always Sunny. He's like, I totally got off.
I totally got off.
Yeah.
Sometimes the woman doesn't get off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. He knows it.
That's a great show.
Yeah.
Awesome. Another show that, like, man, there should really be some sort of law about comedy shows going more than 10 seasons.
If you listen to their podcast, they're fully aware of where they're at.
Really?
But like they're like FX keeps giving us money and we, you know, but
Oh,
this
you
is
can't
it.
blame
I
them.
think it's
Yeah.
fully done now. It's done.
They're just like, it's sad, but they are too old, and they're all hilarious.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite show of all time, but
The
they have
shtick
all
is
become
tired.
more attractive too much. Like it's
Yeah.
almost from like season 1 to season like 7. They were
Yeah.
like naturally aging, like maybe in season 8 or 9, doing the fat Mac, like intentionally looking ridiculous goobers. And then like in the past 5 years, it's like Mac is like shredded, looks great. Like D and Mac and Dennis don't have the same facial lines for reactions because they've had Botox. And it's
Yeah.
like, man, it's hard to like not notice this, you know,
Right.
a bit. Like if there's one character that can have Botox, it's Dennis.
Maybe when he bought the soccer team with
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, it was all down from there.
Oh, it
You
could
know.
be. I didn't. How did he
They're
get involved in
definitely
that?
yeah, they've come up.
Rich person shit, you know.
Yeah,
Like, oh, I'm gonna buy a soccer
they've all
team.
come up. But great show, fucking one of the best shows
Tremendous
that's
show.
ever been on TV.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dennis is a 10 on 10 character.
Yeah. And Frank, the whole thing, man, the whole
He
thing.
came on like the second season and saved
Yep.
it and was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I want to stay.
Yeah. And they
That
were
is
like,
so crazy.
they were, yeah, they were like, you'll stay? It was like, they were shocked.
Yeah, you're 100% right. He saved the show. He added the money man dynamic and the mad
Credibility.
man
It
It
dynamic.
made
Yeah,
them
credibility
likable
too.
also because he's always worse. Or
Yes.
he like switches it on its head and he's now like teaching them a lesson. But
Yeah.
he's like a crucial character for that group to be likable, like long term.
Where he does like the Christmas fake out. He's like, fake out.
Yeah.
my
Yeah. He buys
goulash.
himself shit and yeah.
I tied a bag of change to the door, and he's like, so he can close it.
My favorite is Frank's intervention when he's like so fucked up and he's like, he's drinking wine out of the can and he's smoking a joint at the funeral.
He tells him
Block
they're
the
going
wind.
to the
I'm going to
park
roast this
Yes.
phone.
when they're going to get fucked up at the funeral. Very classless. Very,
Yeah.
very classic him.
Hand job from his niece. You're just mashing it now.
Just mashing it.
Um,
I wish there was another hilarious show I could watch like that. The most recent show that's come out that like makes me out loud laugh very regularly is Nathan For You. It's not a plot driven show. It's the
Yeah.
you guys seen that?
Yeah.
He's a Canadian.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should all be
Oh,
friends
yeah.
with him.
Love that.
Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
guy's hysterical.
Also
Genuinely
Jewish.
funny. And he like his his like sex offender thing where he had to escape the handcuffs before the robot pulls his pants down and the cop arrests him for exposing himself.
For those listening, it was like this bit that he did. He had a group of like elementary school students, like grade 4 students come, which also like shout out to their families. That's weird that they even let them partake in this. And they were sitting in the crowd, and they had a judge there and a cop to determine like what he's doing. And what was going to happen was he had to do like a David Blaine style escape before this robot came and pulled his pants down, revealing his genitals in front of the children, which would make him a sex offender. So he was like, and they shot it like one of those NBC big stunt style fucking TV shows.
Like
where it's
Guinness
like
World Records,
and they have like the fucking cameras on cranes, zoom outs, and everything just for this like really like sickening concept.
That's why it's so good.
High stakes.
It was amazing. Yeah, very high stakes. It was great.
The big hype now is the Juror. I feel like is sort of.
Well, yeah, the Juror is kind of like that. You might like the Juror. It's definitely like his type of vibe thing, but it's basically a fake crime.
Jury duty.
And this guy,
Is it jury duty?
Yeah, one person's in jury duty, and he's the only person that's real. Everyone else is a plant. And they prank him, and it's good. But I was going to say, Nathan, for you, produced a show called How To with John Wilson, and the 3rd season is airing right now. It's all on Crave or HBO. It's called How To with John Wilson, and it is a fucking hilarious show. It is so, there's no other show like it. The guy he just films shit and talks about it, and he's in New York, and he's just it's very unique, very funny, and it's just so easy to watch. You'd swear you're watching YouTube, not HBO. It's fucked.
I'll try that out.
Yeah, How To with John Wilson.
You will like that.
It's great. I have another question. Like, are you getting enough alpha male content in your life? Are you getting like, are you going to the gym and at least like listening to some playlist that's fucking men on electric guitars or some shit?
No. When I work out in my basement gym, banjo music. I listen. I usually don't listen to music. I usually put on
podcast.
Like,
come on.
Usually it's like King of the Hill or
all right, okay,
Always Sunny, or
I can't do funny
Simpsons. Like I like funny stuff, but every once in a while, like when I'm uber motivated to lift, this happens like once every 3 years. I put on that show. I think it's a Stars show from many years ago, Spartacus. It was a fucking awesome show.
Blood and Sand.
Yeah. But the main guy died of cancer in the middle of filming, and so it totally fell off. It was an awesome show. But like half of that show is like jacked dudes whipping each other in a giant pit, and they're working out. And so like I'm doing my bitch made like hypertrophy work and being like, yeah, I'm also a gladiator. So
with
like,
your
it
elastics.
Feels good. Yeah, with my
are
elastics.
You on the
my
are you on the Derek from More Plates More Dates program, or like are you gonna do like a crazy reveal where you're just looking absolutely fucking yoked, or what are we getting here?
No, I'm on natural. I'm not on anything other than protein powder and creatine.
You're not fucking injecting with Kyle in a fucking rusty stairwell?
Yeah.
No, Kyle. I'm the control group of the show. I'm the
really. I thought Woody was the control group. Emphasis on control, like controlling. He's not here. He's a bitch, eh? He's not gonna listen to this. He's fucking living his life. He's a bitch, eh?
He's on a big ass motorcycle trip right now in Moab.
Fuck him. Say fuck
I'll let you storm that beach.
You say it, bro.
I will not be tricked.
No, I'm joking around.
Much love to
Woody. He's good. Yeah, of course.
I'll watch.
But Kyle, though, I say it, Kyle.
I can't do funny at the gym. I find I laugh and it makes me weaker.
Oh no, it distracts me. Like I
you're trying to like get
like, oh, I did 15 reps instead of 8 because I was just laughing at this.
Because I was just enjoying Mr. Plow for the 100th time.
I'm like doing, that's it. I'm doing pull-ups and I'm at the top. I'm like, and he's like, I'm Mr. Plow, and then I'm like, I lose my grip.
Mr. Plow. Yeah, he's saying, he's like
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm like my media. I'm in the most intense state of arrested development. Like Kyle will bring up movies on the show and be like, you know how Taylor, you know how in Terminator, and I'm like, I haven't seen that. And he's like, you know how in Rocky, and I'm like, I haven't seen that. He's like, you know how in Titanic, and I'm like, I've seen bits on the TV. And then he'll be
I
like,
haven't seen
just watch
Titanic
this.
either.
And like, I'm like, you know what? When I sit on my couch, it's always old Simpsons, old King of the Hill, old Family Guy, South Park, Always Sunny, Seinfeld.
Are you just chilling? Are you chilling on your? Are you high? Or are you playing? Are you playing on your phone or iPad or something? At this, are you on a computer too, or just like raw dog on the couch watching Simpsons like it was 1995?
If I'm really cooked, I'll do that. But for the most part, like I'm on my computer, I'm on my phone, swiping and whatnot, and just enjoying a little background. Because so often, like I put on some new show, new movie, and 30 minutes in, I'm like, fuck, I'm reading about banjos again. I don't know who these characters are.
You don't want to have to pay attention.
I can put on King of the Hill and just hear and be like, this is the episode where Bill gets diabetes and then pretends to be unable to walk for way longer than he has to so that he can continue to own it with his new friends in the para basketball league. I know I'm already in. And so, yeah, I'm going to have Kyle make a list for me of all the classic movies that I need to watch, including Deliverance and Tombstone, which he's made a big deal about me not
Those
seeing.
are good movies. Those
We're
are
doing
two
all this
bangers.
banjo talk, and all I was thinking about was Deliverance the entire time.
I'll start with Deliverance is that's the one where the guy's
Reynolds.
raped in the woods, right?
Yeah, that's literally
I don't
banjo.
think I'd start there
Okay,
personally.
I
Well,
haven't
that's
seen that
literally,
one.
but he's on a banjo kick. That's like that movie is entangled in my head with banjos.
I do a lot of canoeing, so that movie kind of fucks me up a little bit sometimes.
Probably makes you a better canoeer.
I guess you'll see what happens.
High motivated. You're always.
You ever
going
get
down the river.
fantasized? You ever fantasize about getting butt fucked by a hillbilly when you're on your canoe there, buddy?
Not
Yes.
publicly.
Next question.
Yes.
that's the
Taylor,
I
you
won't
ever,
deny it.
you ever have a banana split?
Yes.
You have? When?
Is this a sex thing?
Not at all.
No,
No.
the ice cream. Have you ever
Oh.
had a legitimate banana split?
But I
Yes.
understand. I
How
did
recently?
feel gay
Yeah.
saying your name and then asking
Yeah.
you when the last,
Yeah.
and that's what's wrong with society is why would I, a very straight man, as we all know, feel gay asking you if you
Yeah.
had a banana split? Crazy.
And
I mean,
that
it's
just
a personal
shows how much
question.
Barbie has to teach us. You know,
So
I assume
that
I
out.
haven't seen that. I haven't seen that movie.
I got a question for you. Where do you rank?
Hold on.
Oh yeah, we're not done. We're not done.
You
Oh,
didn't even answer. You didn't even answer.
Sorry.
What was
He
it?
said yes. I don't know. He
Well, I need a
sounded
beer.
banana
dodgy
split
about
thing.
it.
Yes, the banana split thing. I had one banana split ever when I was a young kid, but I was still at the age of like the banana that's a health food and it's there infesting real estate that could
No,
be
we
better
all
spent
caught
with
that
chocolate and
banana
vanilla.
split stray.
Yeah.
That's every parent was like, we love these growing up. And all we were talking about how banana splits only last because like our parents are like, banana split was a bop because that's all
Yeah.
you could do with your date.
Oh, yeah.
Back before gummy worms existed, they were like, "How can we make this ice cream sweeter?
Oh yeah, it's like the reason that
Like, put a Toblerone in it, bitch.
the
we don't want
silent
bananas."
generation, they were probably all about good and plenties. Those absolute horseshit licorice
Oh,
snacks.
those, yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
now, those are nobody eats those because candy
Yeah.
has evolved.
Like a reason.
I love
Yeah.
those.
You ever-
Love
Those
reasons.
I get down on a reason.
Reasons
I don't
are
know.
fire.
Why you-
It's just,
don't
it's,
slander
what
reason
is
for
it?
a
It's
reason.
not chocolate. It's not caramel.
Listen, you don't want to know. You don't want to know what my grandma called licorice back in the day. So let's just.
Hey,
You know
my
what's lucky
grandpa
for-
called it the same thing. My
Licorice
grandpa
and
called a
jelly
lot of
beans.
things that.
The only good thing for the reason why they probably it's good for them is that the ice cream was real back then. It wasn't you're having a banana split that's
Yeah.
like made out of dairy, not some type of like weird,
Not like
fucking-
whey protein
yeah,
dessert.
whatever the fuck they're doing like
Yeah.
with their ice cream, like
Corn.
Yeah.
Donnie
ice
told
cream
us it's
alternative.
all
you know?
corn.
Yeah.
And they don't
Everything
call
is
it
corn.
They don't call it ice cream anymore. They call it frozen dessert.
Yeah, frozen dessert. Yeah, exactly.
That's where
back
where
then
we
it was
live,
like-
we live. By the way,
for our food
That's-
being worse, I think.
that's Canada. By the way, the frozen dessert thing. Like you can't fuck with butter or milk unless
the-
you are motherfucking butter or milk.
The
Don't
dairy,
even-
the dairy
that-
union.
I can't believe it's not butter. Does not have butter on it.
It
It
sucks.
doesn't say butter anywhere on it. No, it doesn't even say butter. You can't put butter on the shit anywhere. You can't even call it not butter.
It just says,
Or
I
like,
can't
don't-
believe it.
Don't use our word.
Yeah.
Don't say butter. Don't
Does it
put
really
milk
say
on that
just,
shit.
I can't believe it?
Let me go pull it up right now because I remember
dude,
all the
literally,
times I stretched
if
it
you-
out where I'm like Coke Zero Splenda and Diet Coke is aspartame. And you're like, for real? I'm like, let me look. And I'm like, no, I'm wrong.
Dude, you had
And-
me for a second on that one.
If
When
you go to
said that.
McDonald's, when you go to McDonald's here, if you look on their menu up on the wall, wherever it says milk or ice cream or anything, there's a little like logo that shows you that it's from the actual dairy lobby of Canada.
It says
approves
butter. It
this.
says butter huge on it. I'm wrong.
This says-
It's literally butter.
Butter,
The
nah.
light one.
Then your guys' desserts are probably way better than ours.
I think our food in general is probably
I'm sure.
a bit.
Our
supply
Swiss
chain might
rolls.
be a
Our
bit better.
Swiss rolls are fire.
I think your guys' food's a lot more expensive than ours is, I think. But
You know what?
Not
I was
anymore,
living down
not
in Florida
anymore.
for.
They're
I was
priced
living
the
down in
exact
Florida,
same,
I
except
was shocked.
Yeah, they're priced the same now. It's really fucked up.
now.
No, but it's
I was
bad
mad.
for
I
you.
went down. I'm like, oh, I'm going to save all this money. I'm in America. I'm going to have all.
Yeah,
these
your
savings.
prices
My
are
groceries gonna be
listed
cheaper.
like-
I walk and I'm like, oh, same shit.
Yeah, it's like $4 here and $4 there, but you're paying Canadian here. Like you should come here. You'll be like 35% richer and just spend
true.
that money on whores on Tinder.
What's the best place to move in Canada? If
My
you're not a
basement.
Canadian?
I'll let you get your dick sucked here every night.
I would say Montreal is the best, but you're gonna
No,
have a bad time if you
definitely
can't
not.
speak French.
Yeah,
Montreal's
we can
not
play
not
hockey,
even
bro.
close. Not even close.
We thought,
I would
guys,
say- I'd say
I said he's
Vancouver.
35% richer, and he's going to go to Vancouver and spend 3 times the
Or
amount
Toronto.
as Missouri. Come
Or
on,
Toronto.
bro. Neither
Toronto
of those
is
are the
also
answer.
very expensive.
Yeah, these are not
Come
the
out to
answers.
Alberta. That we get down big in Alberta.
Maybe
You'd like it out here.
you might. Yeah, maybe that's a
Yeah.
maybe.
Alberta, like Calgary. What about
Yeah.
that?
Well, you
guys
It's
have
like
winter-
a
you guys-
cowboy area.
Yeah, you
What's
look
like
like you're
what's winter
finna.
in
You're
St.
about
Louis?
ready to call Gary right now.
Well, what's winter in St. Louis? Like, what are we dealing with? Like, what's winter like?
More
for you?
black people than outside your house in Calgary.
Yeah,
you
it's a
agree?
key part of winter. Yeah, we get a lot of, or not. We get more snow than you would expect for the Midwest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it'll
Like,
like
you have winter, though.
freeze.
Like, you actually-
yeah, like snow will
you-
come down. And
You
the
have to
roads will
put
freeze
boots
over,
on or
so
something,
you
or
have to get
drive
boots
around.
or like put your winter tires
Yeah.
on, stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, you're built for Canada, dude. You're ready.
Yeah.
Other than Vancouver, just rains a lot, but it's probably the most beautiful.
We have
city
winter
here.
tire laws here. You have to have
That's
them
Montreal.
on.
Don't go to Montreal. Montreal
Yeah.
is good to visit in the summertime for a weekend with your friends.
Well, and I don't speak
So-
French, so I feel like I would be bullied.
That's why. Yeah. Yeah. It's you're a minority here if you don't, and not here in Montreal if you don't speak French.
Not,
Which is weird.
not where I would take you. Not where we would move.
You would get
You
by.
wouldn't,
You could
yeah.
actually get by fine. It's just politically, it's more of a
Yeah.
headache.
The thing is, when
Yeah.
Justin was here, he also didn't like speaking in English to people. So that
Really?
it wasn't just French; it was all around. Yeah, this is actually this podcast. Shout out to my family, Lynch, my cousin. He's not a guy that people would be like, "You're going to talk on the microphone for an hour," because he has a very deep voice in real life. You
Mhm.
could hardly pick.
Well, what life
he
is
said.
this? We hear his voice.
Not quite the
yeah,
same.
like if we were hanging out in a big room,
Oof.
everyone chatting.
Yeah.
Like we had lots of people. I'm just you just see my mouth moving.
Yeah,
Don't
you're
hear
absorbed
anything.
by
the
the
tone.
couch.
The tone is just sucked right into the room.
You're
I'm way
literally-
more of a shrill Jew
Yeah.
sound in real life, like
Yeah,
a
command
Jewish
room.
banshee. Yeah,
And I'm
Yeah.
talking too loud for the size of room we're in. That's my shtick.
I'll say Donnie's got the best voice out here out of the three of us that are on this podcast.
So,
Right
yeah, it's so cool that you came here with your good voice too, Taylor.
Oh yeah, just a great voice. Totally not just the most normal fucking voice ever.
Normal's good, right?
Normal's good.
In this in this world that the liberals want for us, can
So
we get a
fucking
little
true.
normal, please?
Can we get a little fucking normal, or will
Right?
the goddamn
The
libs
way
not let us
it
have it?
used to be.
Yeah,
Yeah, the way things used to be. I like,
Do you
I
catch
like what
any-
you said about like leave those kids alone, like telling them to get into hockey. That should be a response anytime you suggest children do anything. Where it's like,
leave the kids.
make
out
your
of it.
kids eat their vegetables, and it's like, leave the fucking kids out of it.
Bro,
Jesus.
don't groom my children to eat vegetables. You
I-
boomer.
There's a lot of times where I am actually like, no, leave the kids out. Like these days in movie theaters, I see kids coming. I'm like, leave the kids out of it.
Oh,
Airplanes.
well, sure, there are a lot of movies kids
Get
shouldn't
those
be
kids
No,
a
they're-
fucking
in. Also
like
'cause
a
it's rude.
There's no
train
movie
ticket.
etiquette. There's no movie theater etiquette anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Every single movie I've seen, I go so often, there are loud conversations. Like, and it's always younger
the phones
kids.
and the talking. Yeah.
Oh,
That's so
someone
shitty.
chilling in like, and I'm not the type to like care about it. And I never was, because if someone opens up their phone, like, I don't know, maybe it's an emergency, I could pay attention. But
Mhm.
when someone takes out their phone and plays with it for like 40 minutes, I want to like grab them and be like, why the fuck you at the theaters, you fucking idiot? Why the
Yeah.
fuck you here? I'd rather you pirate this shit movie.
Yeah, I'm a
Get the fuck out
professional
of my
boxer.
face.
Get the hell out of here.
You got to
Like,
blame
you
the
don't
parents,
want me
man.
to get
Listen.
my ass kicked by you.
Yes.
Trust me.
Dude, if
You
I
get
see
jumped by a
someone
bunch
way
of
smaller
12-year-olds?
than me acting a fool at the movie theater, I put a stop
by-
to it.
If I drove by the movie theater and the sauce box was getting stomped out by a bunch of 12-year-olds, that'd be fucking too funny.
You'd be scared. Your bitch ass would run, bro.
No,
But that's funny if I saw
I'd
you at the
slap him
movie
for you,
theater
you know?
getting
Yeah.
You run
creamed,
away.
getting creamed by a dozen kids.
Film it. You'd film
Getting
it. Eh?
creamed.
No, I've been
Pied.
playing so much
You're
Baldur's.
FaceTiming our whole family.
I've been playing so
I-
much Baldur's Gate 3. I'd walk up, I'd be like, "Yo, you guys work for me now," and I would use up Persuade, and I would throw a couple extra dice on that roll. I'd be killing it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's how you
On
say
your
it.
Bully you.
halfling hog.
Halfling.
Well, you do say, like you said, airplanes. I agree with you. Before I had a child, airplanes, kids on airplanes drove me fucking crazy. Like, because parents, I think it's the parents' fault because they think they own the aisle. You know, they like start standing up. They're like, in my space. I'm a sort of guy, right? That's sort of like sit on the aisle seat.
Yeah, me
I'm like,
too.
fuck these people. You know, fuck them. And I have a kid, and I'm like, okay, I understand the but I'm a respectful parent. I understand the struggle
Yeah.
of the people around me who have to potentially deal with my child.
Mhm.
Luckily, my child.
You put them in.
I
the
don't like.
kennel and-
You're
and,
right.
Good.
Though.
But like some
Later.
kids, some parents are like, oh, fuck it. You know, my kid's on this plane. I'm just, Stuart, can you take care of my kid maybe? And
Yeah.
the kids are just running fucking.
I hate
kicking
how they
seats.
think. I hate a lot of parents think it's like, okay, we're on this plane now. Now it's a group effort. It's like,
Yeah.
no.
That's a team.
You're on
effort.
this, dude. Like, you're on watch.
Mhm.
I'm
No,
going
I'm
to
wa-
sleep.
I'm way too like reflecting internally and feeling terrible and like embarrassed. I can't deal with it. If my child's crying, I'm like, oh, please stop. I can't. I need to get out of this room right now.
Dude, I used to be
Used
the
to.
same way with like when I was young. I don't have kids, but like when I was younger, like, oh, there's a fucking baby getting on the plane. And like in like recent years, it's like, what a selfish, shitty, myopic way to think. Like they have to
Yes.
bring their children with them. Like if the baby cries, the baby cries. Everyone has headphones. Put fucking headphones in.
You're like, "Ah."
don't act victimized by
He's
a crying
gonna
baby.
he's gonna ruin my experience of sitting in this cramped little fucking thing with a loud ass engine blasting the whole time.
Yeah. Oh,
I
I'm sorry,
can't hear-
baby. Are your sensitive little baby ears dealing with a lot of pressure right now? Oh, well, fuck you. Because I
Yeah,
need to watch fucking Rick
Fucking
and Morty.
hurts. It actually,
Yeah.
I remember
Honestly,
how much it
if you-
hurt flying when I was younger. It
If
does
you-
fucking hurts your
I didn't
ears
got it.
big
I didn't get it
time.
on an airplane until I was like 21.
I went on an 11, and you almost wanted to cry when it was landing. It was fucked up.
I never get that. I got it one time. I don't remember if it was this year or last year, but it was the first time ever where I was like starting to get concerned. I was like, hold on a second. Like the fucking level, I was literally like a level 8 pain. I was like, Jesus Christ. I had gum, I had everything. It wasn't helping.
Do you ever
But,
do
sounds like you
Get on a
seen-
plane tomorrow.
Sounds like you've been seeing. Sounds like you went to go see Barbie.
I did with Trudeau.
I
Shout out to
How
his
was-
family.
How was it?
I feel like us as Canadians, we consume like we get all the American news is fed to us like on a regular basis. Like everyone's talking
Mhm.
about America. I feel like Taylor, you probably get exactly 0% Canadian information coming your way.
If it is not about
Nothing.
hockey trades, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, no one's like, no one knows what the fuck's going on, but we probably all know what's going on in your country
Yeah.
currently at this
Like
exact
I'll see
moment in time.
something about like Justin Trudeau,
I was just gonna
and
say.
I'll just be like, who cares? Like this guy is this
There's-
guy is,
no, that's
this guy
the
is
one-
such,
Isn't that
this guy
America
is
in a
such
nutshell?
nothing on the world stage. Like who cares?
No,
Oh my
but
God, the leader of Canada! Like,
No, but what I'm saying,
well, we better
Population
put our
in
fucking
Florida?
pinkies up. Yeah.
Yeah.
what could you see? Like, I feel like that's the shtick in America is like, no
Mhm.
matter what, same if you saw France or if you saw Italy or the UK, or you'd just still be like, okay, fuck off.
Those places
But-
are all fire, bro.
Oh, 100%.
I'm just saying, everyone else looks at America, and America doesn't really look at anyone else. I mean, obviously they do in the.
No, they don't look at America as much as you think
Geopolitically,
everywhere
but no.
around.
Because America has like a global culture. Everybody watches our stuff and our movies and everything. And
Yeah.
so it's kind of like the nexus by which like pop culture expands.
Oh, you don't watch CBC every day? Okay.
I
Yeah.
do not. I don't think I've
Yes,
ever
yeah.
watched even one moment of CBC unless there was a hockey game broadcast on.
But hold on, it's hockey.
If you could
do
get
ever
off
watch
OAN
Canadian
long
hockey
enough,
coverage?
bro.
Yeah, do you ever get off watch Canadian hockey coverage just to see what they're saying?
Oh,
rather
yeah.
than the American side.
Like I'll watch like I would, because the NHL has a like a
Simulcast or
hatred of being popular and easy to watch.
Oh, yeah,
At least in
yeah.
the US it is. And so often I'd have to watch like Hockey Night in Canada or like get that on my TV streaming.
There you
But
go.
they did a big deal recently though, didn't they? Just kind of like they brought in Gretzky and what's his name from
Paul
Spitting
Bissonnette?
Chicklets and all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
Biz,
Spitting
nasty.
Chicklets.
Like I feel like they're trying to build this sort of TNT basketball crew in the hockey world, and I don't know how much success they've been having.
They're doing
but-
a good job with it because Paul Bissonnette is excellent. He's electric
Yeah, he's
a
funny.
commentator.
Yeah,
It's so funny the golden rule of like these plugs really
Yeah.
I'm not going to call him a bad hockey player. He played in the NHL for like 200 games.
But
as
yeah,
a
his
point-guard,
job
but
wasn't to be.
he was not there to get points and do anything like that. He was a bruiser, and
Yes.
he then quits his career, becomes a commentator, and he's fucking incredible at it. So funny, so like, because that's the kind of guy. He's not a high enough tier in the locker room that he was focused on the game and this and that. He was a vibes guy, someone who's trying to keep people in a good mood. Hey, Bissonnette's here. Everyone stay a little cooler
Does he
because
have
if
to
something goes
save
wrong,
Sounds
you
like
can
a
fight.
bard. Sounds like a halfling
He's
bard
a total
in
bard.
Baldur's Gate 3, a circumcised one, like my character.
And then on the converse side, you have Wayne Gretzky, the greatest,
Yeah,
like
the greatest
of all time. And
Paladin
he is
Blade
just
Singer.
He's
Sorry.
not great on the mic. Like he's getting better.
He's
but
tight.
He's not
He's
that-
tight.
Like when he talks about explicit hockey plays and things, it's like I'm interested because this is Wayne Gretzky. He sees things differently in the game of hockey. But if it's like riffing, it's like, all right, how about we let Paul Bissonnette handle this, the joke section of this.
Do you remember the controversy? I remember this because it was.
oh, sorry, go.
Yeah, well, that's ongoing. No, it was years ago when they did the NHL on NBC, I believe it was, and when they showed the Stanley Cup, I don't remember if it was just the finals or all the playoffs, but they did the dot and the line over the puck. Do you remember that? Because the American audience was complaining that they couldn't follow the puck. So
Yeah.
on the American broadcast, they put a dot over the puck and a line in the direction
It
they
looked
were
like
shooting.
Sega.
Oh.
It looked like Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
They did that, and they did the glowing puck for a while. Like I think
With
that
the
was like
streak, it had
90s.
like a
Yeah.
streak.
Yeah,
on
they
it,
put,
kinda.
Yeah.
That was the worst. Like that is not
That's
helpful.
crazy shit.
You
Honestly,
don't watch
got-
the puck. You watch the players to see the flow of the game.
Exactly. And the puck is there where, if you know where to look, the puck is there.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know when it goes in the net, okay, buddy?
Yeah, we'll make a
let you
big
know.
horn, big horn sound, arms up.
I'd like to go to an NHL game in Canada. That'd be awesome. Like a
was gonna
Leafs
say,
game.
I
I
was
bet
gonna say
that's
that's-
wild.
Montreal's
the
a great
The only
one.
thing that would blow your
Montreal's
mind is
great.
how much. Yeah, Montreal Habs is like very good, and it just blow your
Very
mind how much it
passionate.
costs to go to a game. Though it's like you'd probably pay like
Yeah.
half price to go anywhere in the U.S. or even less.
I know a lot of
In
Leafs
Canada,
fans.
It really is.
At least they did a few years ago. They probably still do. Would go down and like watch every Leafs Wings game in Detroit.
Yeah,
because
'cause
it's
it's
way
cheaper.
cheaper to like
yeah.
go watch in Detroit as a Wings.
Dude, go to Florida. Go to
a
the
lot of
Panthers
people
or
go to
something
the
like that.
Panthers. The Canadians,
Yeah.
Panthers get a lot of Montrealers have season tickets to the Panthers and shit. Just
Yeah.
to
I'm okay with them shutting that down in Florida because they should have some kind of home team advantage a bit. Because if they allowed like any Canadians to come down there, like it would be a Montreal. Like if it was Montreal, it would be a Montreal home game. If it was Toronto, it would be a Toronto home game.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the only Canadian team I don't think would be a home game would be what, Ottawa, maybe.
Winnipeg.
Oh, Winnipeg.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Winnipeg. Yeah, the Jets. Yeah,
I like
It's
Winnipeg.
funny.
maybe the Canucks.
But
is
it's
West
funny,
Coast.
you made me think of it before when you were talking about St. Louis. It's like Winnipeg is kind of like that for Canada. Winnipeg was like the Amsterdam of Canada in like the 1800s, and now it's the butt of every joke about like the cold, shitty place you don't want to be.
Oh, really?
Nothing's happening. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like kind of known as.
I'm going real hard on it right now.
Yeah, he's just murking.
No,
Peg
I've been to
City.
Winnipeg. I've been to Winnipeg, and I really don't.
I don't
like
like this bad talk about Peg City.
I am going too hard on it, but
it's the type of place
I don't
want to
go
walk
there.
by a group of strangers that live on the streets, and they're gonna put their fingers in your mouth.
So it's like a friendly place.
They'll do that.
only after they've.
Yeah, you get fingers in your mouth.
Some people pay for that kind of.
What's the worst
treatment.
city in Canada?
Wherever Lynch is.
Quebec.
I've lived in more cities than all these guys.
That's not true, by the way.
I've lived in all the good.
You know that's
provinces.
not true. I got
That's
you
true.
beat.
What are the bad
In
provinces?
Canada?
Oh, in Canada. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant
I would say,
worldwide.
like-
Yeah, Canada. Okay, you get me though. Worldwide.
He said Canada though, so
I don't care,
so-
Donnie. Like this is why you're not allowed to show your face on the podcast.
Have you been to is the northern one called Nunavut?
Nunavut, Northwest. So no, I would say
Nobody.
I would say if you're
you
talking,
don't travel there much.
yeah, we wouldn't count. We wouldn't really
That's
talk
where
about that
Lynch
one. If
is
you're gonna,
from.
live
Look at
somewhere
him.
in a city.
Ayo.
No, you're saying last week.
But yeah,
he gets confused a lot. People don't know where he's from.
Yukon, Northwest Stories, Nunavut. That's kind of. Sorry,
Yeah, people.
I
I'm like
stepped on you early.
I'm a bald man under this hat, and I'm like the starting character. To
I don't know if I would tell anyone that.
Trim the beard a bit.
I don't know if I tell anyone. Dan, you have a good
tell
thing
anyone.
going until
No.
then.
Yeah,
But it's okay.
there's if you go to
we're amongst
if
friends.
you go to the Maritimes, you could touch none of it from there if you wanted. You don't need to go like above.
I would say
You could go
don't. I
all
would
the way
say
to
like
the right,
maybe
and you
like
could be on the Maritime Islands there, and you could like touch it. You could. There's some territories there where you can
Islands.
you can cross the invisible line where we've determined that this is now none of it. You know, if you want it.
I'll tell you if you're in Canada and you're
He's not going there, bro. He's coming to my house, and we're getting
going to-
everything
we're
from
getting
like
sucked off by some
Ontario
dude.
all the way.
100%. I'm going to Harley's house, and if I want to, I will go to Yellowknife, which I seem to think is the capital of that northern province, right? Because I've gone
Yeah,
to their
Northwest
Wikipedia
Territories.
page because I
sure.
remember like
Yeah.
also the things you learn when you're high. Like I was just like, what's like the northernmost place in Canada where a decent number of people live? And it was like Yellowknife, and I'm like, how many people? And it's like 13,000.
like 1,500. Yeah,
like very very few, and it's like they're cold all the time. There's never a good day there. That sucks. Like I imagine that's mostly inhabited by people who don't want to have to tell a lot of neighbors when they move in the more populated provinces because of sex offenders, and then also like witness protection. Where better could you
I
go?
feel
to
like
witness
it's the opposite. It's the opposite because the smaller the place, the more you're going to feature in it. You could get much more lost in Toronto where
Might be
there's
right, I got
millions of
much
people.
commuters again.
You move to a place where there's only 13,000 people. It's like now you make up a healthy percentage of the population.
Yeah, now that guy's the town rapist. Like
Yeah,
everybody-
exactly.
There's there's like actually like a sicko murderer that doesn't live that far from us, from Donnie
Really?
and I. Yeah, she and
that's
her
rare.
boyfriend. Yeah, they murdered a woman, filmed it and tortured her, and she like pretended like that it was his idea and like made a plea deal. But then it found out after that her sentencing that she was fully just as involved, and she's been changed her name. Her name's Carla Homolka. You ever heard of that? Paul
But they got the
Bernardo?
tapes.
No.
Yeah, they got the tapes out of the thing. They killed her little sister and like
Yeah, her
It
own
was like one
sister.
of the-
That's right, her own sister. And like
Jesus
a weird
it
sex
was bad.
torture
Yeah,
thing.
it was.
And she's
But she
out?
cut a deal.
place.
She cut a.
I've
yeah,
seen
she
that
cut a
bitch in
deal.
the grocery store.
I matched with her on Hinge.
like, I'm a
they cut
little
a deal with
crazy.
her. They cut a deal with her and made it seem like he
You
made
may
her
have
do it.
searched me up online.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
this
that's
is-
fucked.
yeah.
So is that Canadian justice? They're like, oh, you fucked up that one. You know?
No, she
Yeah.
fooled the
They're like,
prosecutor.
all right,
Said,
Say sorry.
Say sorry.
Yeah, say sorry.
She
And
told them where the
Say
tape
sorry.
Bagged milk.
You're going to have to go up there for about 8 weeks and put in your time.
I bet Canadian prison isn't that bad, right?
It
I mean,
could
compared
be
to
pretty
American
fucking
prison,
bad.
It
it's
sucks.
probably
Yeah, it's
great.
not that.
As soon as you get into Canadian prison, they give you the vaccine.
Stop with the
But is it like Sweden where you get like an Xbox at least?
No,
you get a PS1.
You get the vaccine Series X, or you can get the vaccine 5.
So how many times have you been to the? How many times have you been to prison, Harley?
Vaccine Elite.
You're vaccinated up. You're a big vaccine.
Yes, I am.
He's huge on
times?
them. Huge on them.
First of all, I was forced to do it twice.
You
I
did it in
just did
prison?
the extra 4 I did on my own because I just liked how it felt.
And now he
followed
can't
the
even get
news.
those
I
headphones
saw what was
off.
going on. Wasn't like a bunch of truckers driving around holding people down, vaccinating them? I think that's what fucking happened. That's fucked, dude.
That's what happened on OAN.
Oh, well, that's the only news source I consume.
Yeah,
the only
exactly.
American network.
trusted American news.
I was
source.
on that channel once.
Really? What would you?
Yeah,
what would
you
do?
were.
I was
For
in
what?
this is like a thing. Anyways,
Dude, I want to be on only American news. On One American News.
you got to be more American than that,
As an
buddy.
American, like,
What?
do you just watch banjo videos, or do you follow like what's going on like politically in America? It seems like things have been heating up the last couple of days.
This is
What are we starting a new hour at the end?
I'm curious. I want to know. He's talking banjos. I want to know.
No,
Have you ever listened to PKA? They get into all of it, man.
Like we
I
do.
mean, look this.
I like go out of my way not to
Avoid
follow that shit because I don't believe any of these media sources. They've
You're
got
like, well,
such
I carry a
track
gun,
record.
so none of this matters to me.
Yes, I'm in Missouri, so I'm strapped at all times, walking around, open carrying, grimacing at children. But like, I'll like see stuff across my feed. You can't avoid it. Like, oh, Trump was getting fucking indicted, or this and that, and oh, Joe Biden's doing this, and if I spend more than like a few minutes looking into it at all, I'm like, this is just staring into the abyss. There's nothing productive to be seen or learned here. All of these are what Fox wants me to believe or what CNN does, and their handlers. Like, this sucks. I'm gonna watch banjo videos. Like, and that's
You got to have people in your family or around you who are like bringing it up. You know, like, oh, I got to talk about this, or your friends or something.
Yeah,
like that.
like
yeah,
yeah,
can't be
sometimes. But
stopped.
like, honestly, like when I'm hanging out with like my buddies, like playing board games or out and about, like if politics comes up, like we joke about it for a bit, and then that's like, I cannot remember the last time in real life I had a serious political discussion with someone where we're like, let's get down to brass tacks here.
You're like,
And-
so you and the boys are out having a glass of adrenochrome.
Yeah.
Yes.
You pull
And
up your PowerPoint. You're like,
Yeah,
listen,
you're at
like,
the
here are my
you're at
talking
the-
points.
You're at the groomers union meeting at the annual general meeting.
You know what I will do that like, and I haven't done this in a while, but it's kind of fun, is like I spent a while trying to find a sincere flat earth guy, because you watch them and it's very clear that they're trolling. And like, you will like watch a video and you're like, this guy believes it. I found one. I found a real one. And then he says something that reveals that he's fucking that, like, or he slips up and says something that's so absurd that like it can't be believed. I don't know if I've ever found a real one, but
Did John Zerka
pretty
convince you,
certain.
Harley? Or no?
wait, who's this?
convince
Is he
you?
a real one, or is he fucking me? Maybe.
I
He's
don't think he is, but like I've like watched enough of his content to see the people that back it, to realize that there are
They're
a lot
into
of
it,
people that really think that the most.
Bro,
Like, and
or
knowing
space is
But
fake.
between you
Space
and
is
I,
fake
Taylor,
is
and
more.
between you and I and who we're bringing here,
Yeah.
there's probably like dozens of people right now listening, being like, "Oh, wish I could call in."
Like,
And tell them, how is the sun angle possibly doing? Why is it that if I look out my windows, how come when I get on a boat, and it's just like, I know people are bothered. They exist. They're out there. They mean it. I mean, did you ever see what's it called? The Alien movie, Prometheus.
Yes, I have.
So I remember when that movie came out, and I walked out of the theater, and I was like, "Oh, that movie bothered me." I like it now better, by the way. But when I left, I was like, "Oh, that bothered me." One, there was no alien, but also it was like when they landed there on the planet, the scientists were like, "Oh, the readings are fine," and they took off their helmets. And I remember being like, "Fake. No one's gonna take off their fucking helmet.
100%.
They're not
No
stupid."
one's going to be like, hey, there's a sharp-toothed worm that I've already seen its teeth. He saw that it had teeth prior to his leaning in investigation. That was not a new reveal that it had teeth. Like, that guy deserved every bit of what was coming.
Yeah, he did. And I didn't believe that shit back then, but nowadays, like, I watch movies like that or like other movies, and I'm like, oh, I know people enough now that this person could exist. Like, that person can exist. I believe, like, what I once was like instant write-off. There is no shot that a person would ever do this. I've seen like how crazy some people could be with certain things. Yeah. I could see how crazy some people could be with certain things.
I want to see a sincere like person attempt to prove that to me, because like why do the hemispheres see different stars? Like when
they have the dumbest
like there has to be
fake. Space is fake.
See that I'm pretty
positive. This is like the wall, the big ice wall at the end of the Earth. That's where we're trapped on. That's keeping
at least
all the
that's
water
fun.
On the back of a turtle in space.
The turtle is plausible, man.
All of it's plausible. You fucking simulation.
I've seen some shit. You take shrooms and you start seeing blue orbs.
And why are all the other planets round?
Fucking.
Why would we be the only one?
Because it's canon.
We're built different.
Canon.
We built different. We're built different on Earth.
Earth is
Bro,
Earth go hard. Harder than
that'd be a good rebuttal.
I do know one thing. I think I am like I'm a very woke person. Lib cuck, nauseating to a lot of people. But I promise you, if we had humans on Mars from like another generation or some shit, I'd be like, I don't want those fucking Martians over here. Like, no 100%. Shot. There's no room. Your great grandfather left Earth to go to Mars. Thanks. We enjoy the iron or whatever you send us. Yeah, we got enough batteries. We're good. But like, that's Martian flu. You're not coming back here with the Martian flu.
Dude, Mars is
Wait, I don't want to say flu. I want to say something else. Wait, yeah, it is. Go on.
It is terrible. Like people are like, or Elon Musk or whoever's like, we're gonna go to Mars and do this and that and terraform and live underground. It's like, if everyone on Earth for the next 10,000 years made it our only goal to ruin this planet, we couldn't make it like Mars. We couldn't do it. If everyone invested every dollar we had into hairspray and everything we did was try to destroy, we're all just like pouring oil on grass, and we're like coal rolling with our cars and our trucks. Like, we couldn't make it as bad as Mars in 10,000 years. And Elon Musk thinks he's going to show up and like put zucchini around and it's going to be okay.
The craziest thing for Elon Musk, the craziest thing for Elon Musk and Zuck sucks for them is they did so much and they got so much money, and he says so much on Twitter, but like in 250 years, 300 years, no one's going to remember you, but they're going to remember Mr. Beast. And that should hurt him. That should bother him.
And they're going to remember Fousey. They're going to remember that he joined the Mile High Club at sea level.
There's going to be a child.
Way too lost in that conversation.
Someone has to name their son Mr. Beast in the U.S. in the next 5-6 years. It's got to happen.
Dude, that guy takes so much shit. Like, did you see? Like,
he's a white man, bro.
Yeah,
fuck
it's just
him.
Fucking bigotry.
Fuck him.
When he like, fixed a bunch of kids' eyes, and I saw like viral on Twitter, people being like, yeah, as if this is what healthcare should be. And it's like, you're just a sourpuss. You're just a sourpuss looking to be mad. Like, then don't watch him do his eye thing. It's not my content either. It's for like younger kids, but like,
you've never seen a Mr. Beast video?
No, I've seen Mr. Beast videos. I don't watch all of them.
No, it's okay. None of us watch
I have never seen one.
I somehow I've seen every single thumbnail a billion times, and I don't know why. I've never watched a Mr. Beast video.
I like to, like, if I see one with like a bunch of money being spent, I'll click it and then like kind of scrub through and see the biggest thing.
I like that because I do that with movies. I'm like, 150 mil on this movie. I'll go see it in theaters.
His content designed is for Zoomers, not for us.
100%.
Like, it's not like I just watched my my niece was here watching YouTube, And I was like, she put this channel on, and I was like, oh my fuck, this is like, my brain is hurting. It's all like quick cuts, huge like graphics being thrown in your face, like just like top 50, and it's just like 10 minutes of just nonstop garbage being thrown in your face. No sense being made of it.
The YouTuber.
What's up, guys?
Oh, dude.
There's no break
And you
between
get
speaking.
the dad pops up. Yeah, it's like this 14-year-old kid with her dad, and like then like Darman shows up. I'm like, oh my fucking god, this guy's here now. Like, what is going on in this content? I wanted to blow my brains out.
Yeah.
By the end
Hey
of it.
guys, Mr. Beast here. Today we're trying a $1 prostitute all the way to a $300,000 prostitute. Let's start with the $1 one. And he's in like
we got Fuzi here.
He's in a favela in Brazil.
Fuzi's like, I'm good for 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right about the YouTuber accent thing. Like, I think a lot of young Zoomers are learning their speaking cadence and patterns. Like everyone's imprinted on media by that, and their generation is being imprinted with all these jump cuts, like almost a newish Philip DeFranco style thing.
If you're 10 years old, 30%
too much.
If you're 10 years old, 30% of your life was during pandemic watching YouTube. You are literally Roblox, Fortnite, Among Us, sus, Mr. Beast in your brain. 30% of it is just that.
Dude, this generation is going to be so weird.
Water Wars.
A bunch of kids who were just at home for 2 years. Weird kids.
They learned emotions during the time of masks.
Yeah. Or they didn't. It's like,
exactly.
Yeah, but like, it's not at all important for humans to learn facial mapping.
Yeah, we forced autism onto like 6 million fucking children.
If I were China, I would be like, all is going according to plan.
All is going according to plan. That's what they do. Dude, China's always winning. Always winning.
Wait till Africa
Tiger
comes
blood
up next, bro.
Oh, they're not winning the chip. They're not winning the chip wars yet. Not yet.
The chip wars. Yeah. Oh, that's one of those news things.
Yeah, silicone.
No, it's Tostitos versus Doritos.
Yeah. The scoops
Tostitos 100%.
Yeah.
Doritos are
they're definitely not winning the chip wars
because out of Doritos.
Their ones there are like shrimp.
Yeah.
Shrimp chip.
They're like prawn flavors.
Matcha prawn.
Don't you guys eat a bunch of ketchup chips up there? Isn't that a Canadian thing?
Fucking fire ass chips, so crazy.
One of the best chips ever.
Ketchup Doritos is fucking fire.
Yeah.
I have not seen those in stores here. Must not be big. Dill pickle.
It's so crazy.
You don't have all dressed either.
So, have you ever had the like cheese, like the burger flavor ones or anything like that? Sometimes they do limited runs. Those are always ketchup and dill pickle and a little dash of something else. But I always taste the dill pickle and ketchup in those.
It's just the idea of a ketchup chip that's so odd.
I know it.
But I bet it would be good.
Chip idea you have to leave behind. Although I do agree with you because we were talking a few weeks ago about mustard flavored Skittles, and that was like nightmare fuel for me. And I love mustard. I love mustard. I love Skittles. Mustard. I love Skittles yellow mustard. Sounds terrible.
No. Yeah, they would have had to add some sugar into that mustard to sweeten it up a little bit.
Skittles are also just a low tier candy. Like if you're
sure, but I'm not kicking them out of bed. I'm not kicking them out of bed, though.
Oh, so what do you consider a high tier candy? Like, do you
Twix, Reese's, and among the types of Reese's, malformed Christmas tree, malformed Easter egg. Those are the best distribution of chocolate to peanut butter, but also the regular.
You think the Reese's Easter egg is the best distribution of chocolate?
It's pretty dope. The egg's not bad.
It's a real good rate. Those and the Christmas trees are just barely different at all.
I like the Reese's, the sticks. You ever had the sticks, like the wafer sticks? I think that's the best.
Those are solid.
Not enough peanut butter though.
You can't mix chocolate and peanut butter and go wrong.
Reese's Pieces is my favorite.
You know what? Ever since shrinkflation and all the chocolate has gotten worse. I find I've had a few.
Yeah, they put a peanut inside all your Reese's Pieces now.
A full one?
They put a full peanut. It's like they do peanut M&Ms for Reese's Pieces here. I can't find Reese's Pieces without a peanut inside of it unless I'm at like particular movie theaters.
That sounds pretty
fucking weird.
I'll eat that.
No.
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
Good. It's good.
But it is. But I want a Reese's Pieces because I'd rather an M&M peanut than that. To be honest with you.
You know what a good ass
Reese's Pieces might be goated to me. It's really kind of underrated.
What's your candy bar?
The cups. The cups better.
Toblerone. If you guys had Toblerone,
fucking love
it's
it.
like
Toblerone.
I remember my
they got worse.
an airport when I was a kid, and I had like such a feeling of class I had never had before when I got
That's the only
like
place
a
you could get one.
$4
was
The
like
triangles?
Yeah, I got it at like
You
the
couldn't get them
CNN
at the
store or
store.
whatever.
Yeah,
But they used to
exactly.
be full. You used to take that thing out and it was a full rack.
It was a bit
Not
a big
anymore.
Now
yeah.
you've got flat spots and you've got it's fake news.
Yo,
now,
that
Toblerone.
Toblerone
Yeah.
back in the day, the thing was fucking big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
They
you
didn't-
had to like
They didn't make all the sizes,
it was
right?
40
They only made the big
It was
That was
40
part of the
seconds
allure
to open
to
it up.
You're like,
You had to like pop it open, slide it out. It's like,
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah,
Man,
that's
I
a
want a
banger. I
Toblerone.
love Toblerone. I had a
I might
Toblerone,
drive to a gas station after this and buy candy. That sounds great. Dude, I have not had candy in forever. And I should
yeah, well, when you
You
come
might
to
get triggered,
Montreal
though.
to get sucked off in my basement, which is a real invite,
By me.
not by any
I'm
of
in.
us women. He's straight. Leave him alone. Leave straight men alone.
But I'm not a bigot, so I will.
No,
let
he's a little it.
a man.
Trust me. I heard. Okay, on that's terrible. We're ending it here. Taylor, it was actually huge that you came. My man, thank you so much.
Of course, had a good time.
Donnie Lynch holding it down. And I don't know when this airs, but I'm also going on PKA like tomorrow. So we got let's save some for tomorrow too.
For sure. It's just no Woody tomorrow. He's on his trip, so it'll be me, you, Kyle, and I don't know if there's someone else.
Someone probably who had a racist period in their life, if it's anything anyways, I'm goofing around. But yeah, PK, where do you ever say like where does someone, do you push them to the YouTube? I'm actually half asking as a tip right now to get my views.
Yeah, you can go to Woody's Gamer Tag on YouTube, or you can search PKA, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Podbean, any of the podcast platforms. You can find us.
Hell yeah, man.
I just want to ask one last thing though. How come you guys sent Harley a Christmas sweater during the Christmas
true.
episode he went on? I'm
That's
just curious because he brought it up like more than one time to me.
Yeah, say it. Woody's a
That
bitch.
is-
Say it, bro.
that is pretty
Come on,
fucked
Taylor.
up.
That's on Woody, right? That's on Woody, right?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's probably on all of us as a show to not.
Wow, you fall on the sword for Woody when I knowingly know that he 100% is responsible for my Christmas sadness.
Dude, I will always fall on the sword for my podcast brothers. You guys included now, because now you're my podcast.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Seppuku.
Seppuku. What is this fucking Jewish fucking holiday? That's where you cut it, by the way.